Yeah, anyways, I wrote this. So basically it's how to write a viral script. And this is free. So if you guys want the link, you can have it. I'm just giving it to my community. But if you don't know how to copyright or script write, like this will give you a really good framework to work off of to write better scripts and have videos go viral, whether you're using AI or whether you're using OSSA.AI or just creating normal content for yourself and using CapCut. But essentially a few assumptions, like let's assume you already have a niche, you decided what content you're going to be making. Like the account's already created and branded correctly, meaning you have a username, profile picture, bio. And then this is just saying you're either using OSSA or you already understand how to edit videos that are optimized for engagement. So those are all assumptions. Now, if those are in place, quick definitions, right? If you guys don't know, so script is just the word spoken in a short form video, faceless video, short form faceless video, variables. This is like a really good framework that I recommend everybody works off of, which is essentially, I haven't seen this ever talked about, but these are essentially the things you can change in a video to make it more likely to go viral, which I'll touch on in a second. And then here's some other stuff. You can kind of read through these. Borrowed attention, this is a big one. The act of taking what is already getting attention, using it. I'm sure you guys know hooks, call to actions, captions, copywriting. High attention words is essentially just words that are trending or universally known, which will be talked about. So quick introduction, super important. A script is the most important aspect of any video. It's the most important variable. So like whether you guys are creating faceless content, faceless short form videos or videos created for your personal brand, what is said and therefore heard by the viewer is the main variable of in that content creation, right? And determines how well your video is going to perform. Like no argument, that's the most important, right? So inside of the script, you have other variables, right? You have the hook, you have the actual content, you know, whether it be a story, facts, information, you have a call to action in other aspects, right? And then other variables can change across videos while using OSSA.AI or creating, you know, other short form videos. That would be like your subtitle font, your subtitle animation, the type of video, right? The caption, the background music. These are all variables which you can play with in order to increase virality, right? And it may sound like a lot, but it kind of is. Yeah, it kind of is. But I'm going to break down like the basics of copywriting so that you can ensure you have a proper understanding of how to craft the most influential, you know, variables in determining, you know, whether or not your video performs, which is, you know, the script. All right. So before we continue, I want to ask you guys, like, which out of these three videos, I want to ask you guys, which do you think performed the highest out of these three scripts? Just take a look. And then whoever wants to answer, just go for it.
I think 3.
All right, we got 3. What else?
Number 2.
2. Okay.
Like, what was the question? Like, I don't get at your question, bro.
The question is so if these were turned into videos, right, and read word for word, you know, with obviously like images or videos and words on screen, which one do you think performed the highest?
I think the third script, because it's, say, too long pee in your mom, something like this. I don't know what other people say.
Say the third one.
Third one? Okay.
I think the third one.
All right, so if you guys guessed, these are the numbers. So this first one got 26 views. The second one got 10,000 views. The third one got 13,000 views. So this one performed the highest, right, on YouTube. So I want to analyze them real quick and go into it. So like this one right here, right? This story will make you think twice about being in a relationship. And I'm not going to read the whole thing, but under the flickering street lights, James confronts his estranged father. John, after years of silence, the air is thick. Obviously, this is like just word vomit, right? You can just read the whole script. It's boring. There's no real like call to action. You know, at the end is very generic, fall for more stories. It's just kind of boring, right? So here is like, this is super valuable, right? So first of all, the script is not universally relatable. What does that mean? Essentially, you know, there's nothing in this script that's relatable or well-known. Like who is John, right? Who knows? Who's James, right? None of this is relatable. I'm swiping right away. So one key point, it's just word vomit, right? The characters, the setting, the terminology, nothing in here is relatable to us at all, right? So a key point is that the most viral videos are almost always universally relatable. Like right now, think about the short form videos you consume. Like literally open up your phone and go scroll on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, right? And pay attention to your scrolling habits. The videos you stop on are the ones that are most familiar and relatable to you. Massive point. All short form content that goes viral is relatable, right? So how do we fix this? So I go through and I fix this up. So first thing, use characters that are well known, high attention words, right? What does that mean? So for example, you could create a story about Elon Musk and his ex-wife, maybe a story about her leaving him and threatening to sell his company since she had ownership of it because of the marriage agreement. This is made up, by the way. It's just an example, but there's a much more engaging story that delivers on the promise, right? and we'll keep attention as we're using high attention words. Now, also look at this. This is important. So this hook makes a promise to the viewer, right? This story will make you think twice about being in a relationship. As you read through this, do you actually think twice about being in a relationship? Fuck no, you don't. And that means like, that obviously tells you that this is a horrible script because you're not delivering on the promise, right? A hook is also somewhat a promise at times, and you're telling the user, this is what you can look forward to, but then you have to deliver on it. It's like if if I knock on someone's door and say, I'm going to do a great job cleaning all your windows, and then you do a horrible job, right? It's like everyone's going to hate you, right? In this case, no one's going to watch your video. So the hook is the promise to the viewer. This is what to expect. This is why you should watch, right? And then you have to deliver on that. If you don't, people aren't going to subscribe to you. They're not going to comment. They're not going to engage, right? So coming through, examples of high attention words, right? I'll give you some examples and then we'll dive into the change script. So high attention words would be Elon Musk, Tesla, billions, divorce, lawsuit, prenup, right? Low attention words, James, John, exchange, backdrop. Basically all the words used in this script are very low attention. In other words, nobody relates to them and nobody cares, right? Nobody cares who John is and James is, these random characters, right? So the hook is decent, but you can consider using one from this list. And I can send this to you guys. It's a list of...
I got a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
You mean like use the names like more familiar, like they're billionaires, like Jeff Bezos, something people that are like more billionaires, like more famous than like James and John's?
Exactly. Yeah, great question, bro. So like nobody knows James and John, but everyone knows Elon Musk, right? Everyone knows Tesla. Everybody wants to hear about money. Everyone knows about divorce, major topic, lawsuits, prenups, right? Like people, those are high attention, right? These James, John, exchange, backdrop, very low attention. And then I can send you guys this page.
Yeah.
Has all these hooks at the end of this. So the hook is decent, but consider using one. And then also, I just talked about this. The hook, the promise is not delivered on. So once again, you can read through this script, right? And then ask yourself, did I actually think twice about being in a relationship after listening to this? No, bro. It's absolutely boring. And I'll show you the video real quick just to give you a...
This story will make you think twice about being a relationship. Under the flickering streetlight, James confronts his estranged father, John, after years of silence. The air is thick.
Swipe. Yeah, just it doesn't deliver on any promise that's made, which is like it's going to make you think twice. Now, coming down here, here's the updated script. This is why you need a prenup. In 2001, Tesla was nearly destroyed by Elon Musk's wife. Married in 1995, Elon Musk and his wife, and then whatever her name is, decided against getting a prenup. This would later prove to be one of Elon Musk's greatest mistakes in his career. 15 years later, CNN released a story on Elon that discussed rumors of a nasty divorce on the horizon. His wife was quoted saying, "I'm going to tank Tesla. They are my shares, and I will do what I want with them. What would you do in this situation?" Luckily, Elon Musk was able to rizz her up and prevent the downfall of Tesla. 3 months later, he remarried without a prenup, right? So absolute roller coaster there. And I want to break this down for you guys, right? So first of all, this is very short and concise. It's speaking to one person because you always, I'll go into this in a minute, but actually I could tell us now. So the hook's incredibly captivating, also speaks directly to the viewer. Notice how I didn't say, this is why you guys need a prenup, right? Or this is why everyone. You want to speak to one person. It's one person behind the screen, right? Like when you talk to your friend, he doesn't say like, "What's up, guys?" Or he doesn't say, like, how are all you guys? He says, "What's up, bro?" Or "How are you doing?" You know what I'm saying? Same thing. When you create content, especially faceless, you want to speak to one person, right? So there's that. So we're talking about the main content, right? And we just looked at this script here, right? Which was, like I said, low attention words, right? We talked about high attention words and low attention words, right? High attention words are words that are trending and universally known. So coming in here, I mean, I could highlight all the high attention words. We have Tesla, we have Elon Musk, right? We have prenup, CNN, right? Elon Musk again, nasty divorce, right? Everyone knows Elon, right? Tesla, Elon, and then Elon Musk, and then using some terminology that's universally known, Rizz her up, right? Everybody knows Rizz, it's trending, right? Tesla, right? 3 months later, prenup, right? All high attention words. Now, I want to dive into each section of this so you guys can fully understand like how to craft an incredible script. But we talked about the hook, really good hook, right? Like this is why you need a prenup, right? Now reading this, right? Does this make you want to get a prenup? Fuck yeah, it does, bro. Of course. Like this is a scary story, right? Delivers on the promise, right? This hook is a promise. And like I said, just to reiterate, this is just totally made up. But I wanted to give the example, right? So coming down here, So the main script is very engaging, packed with high attention words. I borrowed attention, right? That's a big word I want you guys to know. So borrowing attention, what does that mean? Essentially, all you have to understand is that there's all these trending topics, words, things in your niche that are high attention, aka like people are interested in, right? If it's in gaming, it's the trending streamers, it's the trending games, it's the trending, guns that just dropped, it's the new updates. All these things are high attention, right? So you want to borrow that attention and use it in your scripts, right? So we're talking about that here. Elon Musk, prenups, divorce, Tesla, CNN, Riz, all those are high attention, right? That's why they're being used. And notice how these are universally relatable and they're known topics, as opposed to the original script that our beta tester wrote for OSSA.AI, and you could tell these are just boring. There's nothing in here, highly engaging. So coming down, right? Any questions so far, guys?
I got a question.
Yeah.
About if I make a video from this text you script you send us, like you want to, like I have also screenshot, like which app I can use it to like make the AI talk to person directly, like you know what I mean? I use a picture and AI talks.
Yeah, good question. So this is actually something I'm working on. I can show you real quick. Just give me a second. But I'm working on an actual application that can turn entire scripts into viral short form videos. And, I'll tell you guys more about that in a second because I want to get through all this. But
Okay.
I do have something that you can check out. It's not released yet. It's in early access. But it is a potential solution for exactly what you were asking about.
Like is it we have to pay subscription or is it free?
Yeah, bro. So obviously nothing's free. But in
Yeah,
terms,
I know.
yeah, but in terms of the costs, like initially we're having a severe discount on what we're going to be charging. But I can go to that in a second. Because we have an early access, but I'm actually, while this is going, I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it through our software so you can kind of get an idea, because I know you're asking about it. So I'm going to grab a voice. We'll just do Mark. I'll do this in hyperrealism, and then I'll let this create while I'm continuing to go through it. So that video is going to be created. All right.
Oh, that's very cool.
Thank you, brother. All right. So going back through, right?
Hey,
Yeah.
could you show me the script again because I just came right now.
Yeah. So this was the original script. This story will make you think twice about being in a relationship. And then this is, like I was saying, this is kind of just like a boring, not engaging script, right? It's just like no high engagement words. And I'll give you guys the links to all this. If you DM me, I can send you the link to this page. And also, I'm going to record this video. I'm recording it, so I'll be able to share it with you guys. No problem. Anyways, and then this is the updated script, right? As you can see, I'm going through it right now. There's your hook. There's your, the orange is like your main script content. You can see a lot of high engagement words, right? We have Tesla, we have Elon Musk's wife, prenup, CNN. All these are very high attention, right? And then this call to action, right? What would you do in Elon's situation? See how I don't have the call to action at the end? Why don't I have it at the end? Why don't I have follow for more? Why don't I have, what would you do in his situation? Whenever you put a call to action at the end of a video, it's a subconscious like identifier for someone to swipe. Like think about when you scroll on TikTok or Instagram or YouTube, right? When you see the call to action at the end, like follow for more, like that makes you swipe, right? So I try and stay away from making call to actions at the end of the video because it's like an indication for the person to move on. If you can avoid that, right? And we'll dive into this in a second, but I talked about how this is the top video out of all these three, this script right here. Notice how his call to action, which I'll go to in a minute, which is another thing you guys are going to want to take note of, which is called an implied call to action. And I'll explain that in a second. Notice how he sneaks it in here. Only 1% of people can comment their birthday with their phone upside down. He doesn't say go comment with your phone upside down, but a ton of people did it because it's implied, right? But he doesn't have a call to action at the end. And that's why this video has so many views, is because he's not giving people an indication to say, follow me for more, and then people swipe, right? It just goes straight back to the beginning of the video. So anyways, going back into this, right? So we talked about this script right here. And what I want to talk about is a few things, right? So first, coming up here, we had the hook, we had the main content, the call to action, right? So this call to action is engagement based, right? It's what would you do in Elon's situation, right? So it's inviting the viewer to be in Elon's shoes, share their opinion, right? And the goal of this call to action is to get more people to comment. And since this is such a polarizing topic, which controversy always wins in social media, there's a high chance that people want to share their opinion on this, which is the opportunity for you to start long threads of conversations in the comment section. And I'll go more on this later. But keep in mind that, slipping in these call to actions inside content is nearly always the best way to increase engagement without losing retention, right? I talked about that. You want to avoid call to actions at the end of your scripts, because by doing that, you're essentially saying, swipe off my video. Like if you say follow for more, they're going to swipe. If you say comment below, whatever, they're going to swipe at the end of the video. Think about the content you consume. You always swipe when someone has a call to action at the end. So try and slip in call to actions inside to increase engagement, right? And then allow the video to replay. So coming back down here, I talk about a questionable ending. This is absolutely secret sauce, guys. I recommend that everyone does this. And I think I'm not sure if I put a questionable ending in here. Let me see 1 second. I did. Okay. So you can see here, questionable ending. 3 months later, he remarried without a prenup, right? So if you guys are reading through this script, right, you're probably thinking, and you watch this video, you're like, wait, what? He remarried 3 months later without a prenup after all this shit? Wait, I need to watch that video again. So this is known as a questionable ending. And I don't know if this is just kind of my term for it. Highly recommend using it. So notice how like we hook them in, right? We tell the story, high attention words throughout, right? Keeping engagement. We have that call to action slipped in there to increase engagement, right? What would you do in his situation? People are like, oh, this is what I would do. I'm going to go comment. Like, this is how I feel about it, right? And then boom, we throw in one last line. Luckily, Elon Musk was able to rizz her up, right? That's relatable to prevent the downfall, give some closure. Then we say 3 months later, he remarried without a prenup. Why is that so important, right? Because at the end of the video, right, if we can have some sort of questionable ending that makes people look at the video and think, wait, what? He got remarried after all of that? I need to watch that again. That's crazy, right? So something that makes them question, right? This is so important at the end of the video. It's like an engagement sandwich, right? You have your bun, which is the hook. You have that questionable ending, right? Which basically makes them think, oh shit, like you really did that. And then you have all the engagement inside with the call to action, right? That's kind of like the formula in my opinion. So wanted to share that real quick. So here, this is an example. I was just talking about this. So this is what I wouldn't do. So notice how I move the call to action to the end of the script, right? And this is an example of what not to do, right? So I'm just going to add that. What not to do. So notice how I have a call to action here. So if you're watching this video, right, this is why you need a prenup in 2001, whatever, right? And then at the end, it says, what would you do in his situation? And then the video ends. Most people are not going to actually go comment about that. They're going to swipe because like, no, video's over. But because of the nature of how we implemented it here inside the story, people are going to be much more likely to go comment and then continue watching. And then we leverage this questionable ending to make them rewatch again. You guys see how that's different there?
You're very smart.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And for anyone who just popped in, just some background on me. I have around 7 million followers across all my platforms and 4 billion plus short form views. And I just like giving out people free game. So we're just going through, and I'm going to share this with all you guys. If you shoot me a DM, I can send you this entire document. And then I'm recording this as well, so you guys can have the recording if you're a little bit late. But anyways, and my name's Cole. Nice to meet everyone. Coming through though. So where were we? Questionable ending. So we talked about a questionable ending, right? Which I just dove through. So what is a questionable ending? We talked about putting that questionable ending at the end right here. So essentially a questionable end. Yeah, what's up?
Yeah, I just wanted to ask, like, you said that put the CTA at the end of the video, like, just put it in the middle of the video. Don't you think that, like, some people would just assume that the video is ending, like, when you put it in the middle of a video?
Yeah,
and then just swipe off the video?
Good question. And I'll show you an example, right? So it's just an art and it requires practice, right? But typically, it's just the nature of it, right? Because most people are going to swipe after the call to action, but if they see that the story's still going on, they're not going to swipe. Versus like if you have it at the end, it's like a trigger for them to swipe. So it's a good question, but it's a matter of just how do you properly insert a call to action so that it's not boring, right? Like for example, like if you said, comment below what you would do in Elon Musk's situation, right? It's trying to seamlessly integrate that call to action quick enough so that you don't lose attention, but that you can still carry on the story, right? So there's a difference, but it's just the nature of where you place it to answer your question, right? By just having it at the end, it's like a trigger, a subconscious trigger for people to move on and to swipe, right? So it's really just about the placement. By just naturally having it inside the script, you're going to get you're going to have higher retention because you're not pairing the end of the video with the call to action, which is a combination to get people to swipe. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I got it. Makes sense.
Yeah, so it's just the nature of the placement, right? That's really what we're talking about. So questionable ending, for anyone who doesn't know, I just talked about it right here, right? Questionable ending. After we basically explain, 1 minute, I got to mute this guy. After we basically explain this whole story and why someone should get a prenup, right? This is why you need a prenup. Then 3 months later, we say, you know, he married without a prenup, which to be honest, this should say Elon. Elon married without a prenup, just to be more clear. And people are like, what the fuck? Why would he do that, right? And it makes people watch again. So that's questionable ending, right? Just to keep it very simple. You know, what would be the most ideal ending to a video? Obviously, the most ideal ending to a video is something that makes the viewer want to watch it again. In this instance, we tell an emotional roller coaster story that points towards the absolute necessity of a prenup, and then we throw a curveball and say Elon marries again without one, despite the fact that it's so obviously a bad idea. This will have the viewer not only laughing, but also questioning the video and wanting to watch it again. They might even comment about it. This is a questionable ending. Script 2, right? So what if I told you, so we're going to hop into the second one. What if I told you Babe Ruth was making more than the president? In the midst of the Great Depression, Babe Ruth was earning $8,000 a year, while the average family was making just $850 annually, right? Must have been an Otani contract, am I right? When asked if he deserved more than the president, he responded, why not? I had a better year than he did. Fall for more MLB secrets, right? So let's just dissect this real quick, right? First of all, the hook. The hook is pretty good, right? What if I told you Babe Ruth was making more than the president, right? It speaks to the viewer. It sparks curiosity, and it's one of these hooks, which, like I said, I'll share this with you guys. It's one of the hooks from my sheet, which I just gave to my community, and I'll give to you guys. Uses high engagement, universally known words such as Babe Ruth, MLB, Otani, Great Depression, large amounts of money, right? So if we're going back through here, we talked about in the last script how having these high engagement words such as Elon Musk, prenup, CNN, Elon Musk, nasty divorce, right? Tesla, all these are very high engagement words. So he does a great job of doing this. If we go down to the script, right? We have Babe Ruth here, right? We have, you know, president. I would specify the actual president as I rewrote this. The one thing I changed is I would actually specify which president, because that's a high engagement word and we want to use that word because people will know, people are more likely to understand like, oh, that president versus some broad president, right? So I would change that. Great Depression, you know, everybody knows Great Depression. Babe Ruth, talking about money. Money's always high attention, right? Making a comparison here. Otani, everybody knows Shohei Otani, the baseball player that gets paid a ton, right? He makes a little joke. Must have had his contract. Everybody knows that he just got paid like $700 million, right? Talking about the president again, Babe Ruth, MLB. This call to action, I typically, like I said, I typically would not recommend having a call to action like this at the end. I don't think I changed it. I just left it because it is shorter, so it's not really going to hurt engagement, but most people make the mistake of having this call to action at the end and having it be really long. Like follow for more MLB secrets and subscribe, right? As a side note, one thing that if anybody's taking notes or if they're really taking this to heart, one thing I'd strongly recommend if you are going to put a call to action at the end of your video, never have 2 actions, ever. Like never be like, make sure to drop a comment and subscribe. Like when's the last time anyone here ever did 2 things, like when watching a video? It basically deprecates the whole idea of a call to action. So my biggest piece of advice is if you are going to put a call to action at the end of your video, make it extremely short and never ask someone to do 2 things. People are really bad at doing multiple things, especially in the high attention, high engagement arena of short form content. So my biggest advice is like, if this was follow for more MLB secrets and subscribe for more, it's like people are going to do neither of those things because you put 2. Like people just need very clear directions, like very dumbed down, stupid directions, right? That's the only reason why I didn't remove this, because it's so simple that it might make sense here, right? And it's, you know, it will be a trigger for some people to swipe, but if his goal is to get more followers, this could work. So this is kind of gray area in terms of using this, right? Wouldn't normally recommend it, but it might work, and that's when you just have to test because it depends on your niche too and how your content's working. So this one here, right?
I got a question.
Yeah.
You see the content script you put on the TV screen. Is it like from ChatGPT or another AI? Because like, you know, most of contents of internet like AI making this, they're like they're not self-made, they're from AI bot. Like which AI bot do you recommend to use to make content?
Yeah, good question, bro. So these scripts were all written by my community and people using the platform I created, which is OSSA.AI. So I taught them all the frameworks of essentially how to write, you know, viral scripts. So this guy here, I'll show you. It's a good question. So if we go to Invented Insanity, here's one of our beta testers, right? And his scripts that he's writing, I personally recommend writing your own scripts and understanding how to copyright. That's why I'm showing you guys this, because there's no AI that's going to write perfect scripts for your specific niche, for your specific goals. That's why I recommend not use ChatGPT and these tools to make your scripts better and to check for, you know, spelling errors and grammar errors. But this skill of copywriting is so valuable. And especially in relation to the tool, which I want to show you guys, which I'm working on, which is OSSA.AI, right? Because that's actually what causes the video to do well. The script, like I talked about up here, right? Remember I talked about variables. The script is the most important variable. You do not want to relinquish that to AI. You want to know how to do it yourself, and then use AI to maybe make it a little bit better or come up with ideas. But this framework right here that I'm explaining, right? The hook, the meat with high engagement words, sneaking in a call to action, you know, finishing up the script, and then some sort of, you know, questionable ending. This is like the strategy that all of the beta testers have been using as they use OSSA.AI, which is the platform I was just showing you guys. But to answer your question, bro, I would completely stay away from having ChatGPT write your scripts, because understand that in order for you to use any AI tool that is helping you with some sort of creative aspect, you first need to have the prerequisites to understand if it's good, right? So let me explain. So if I say, write me a script, ChatGPT, if I do not have the discernment and the wisdom to understand if that is a good script, then the whole idea of using that tool has been deprecated, because I do not have the discernment to say, you know what, that's a bad script. So you first need to be able to say, what is a good script? And that's why knowing these frameworks of like hooks and high engagement words and understanding where to put call to actions, like that's all very valuable, because then maybe you could use ChatGPT to help you, right? But ChatGPT and all these AI tools are not going to like create this framework for you, right? There's just no tool like that. Anyways, coming down, just want to get to this last one here. So I know we mentioned that this was the highest performing video. So I want to showcase it right now, and then I'll dive into it.
Never hold your pee in for too long. Facts that make you question life. No one knows the last one. If you look like your mom, you're your dad's type. Only 1% of people can comment their birthday with their phone upside down. It's impossible to swallow 3 times in a row. The voice in your head can imitate any voice. The way you make a family is not very family friendly. Never hold your
111 comments. Everyone's commenting their birthday, right? So why is that? Why are people commenting their birthday? Well, let's just hop into this real quick, right? Script 3, never hold in your pee for too long, right? So I like to call this a questionable hook, right? So this is a type of hook. It's not just a hook, but it's a questionable hook. And I talk about this framework right here. I broke it down. So right here, questionable hook. A questionable hook is essentially something that makes people question, like, what the fuck? You know, you're scrolling and you hear something, you're like, wait, what? I need to know more about that. So boom, questionable hook, something that hooks people in, very short to the point, as we just showcased right here, right? Facts that make you question life. Okay, that's engaging, right? Moving into it. No one knows the last one. This is let me just mention too, this is a specific type of content that he has kind of developed his own niche from. So it's a unique case study, but essentially what he's done is he's created a very fast-paced script, which I take note of this here. There's great video pacing. He has questionable hooks on each video, which I'll showcase more in a second, right? And the nature of his content is very fast-paced, sporadic, right? It's like all these facts that are thrown in your face. It goes from fact to fact, right? He keeps attention very well, right? So I just want to break this down quickly. So questionable hook, right? You can notice there's no like super high engagement words in here, but like I said, it's a unique case study because it has to do with facts, and it's the unique engagement, or sorry, the high attention stuff is essentially just kind of encapsulated within this whole thing, because these are all facts that people don't know or that make them do something. So for example, like only 1% of people can comment their birthday with their phone upside down. So this is called an implied call to action. As you can see, he snuck this inside the script, right? It's not at the end, you know, that calls people to leave, right? It doesn't say comment your birthday with your phone upside down at the end. He sneaks it in here. It's a brilliant way. And that's why he got 111 comments on that video, which I just pulled up, because people are doing this and they're trying to do this in the comment section, as I just showcased, right? because everyone's like, oh, well, I can do that. I can comment with my, phone upside down. So he doesn't even have to tell people to do it. They just do it because it's like a challenge to the viewer. That's a pretty higher experience type of call to action. It's an implied call to action where like you're not saying go comment. You're basically saying only these people could do it. He's basically challenging the viewers, right? It's brilliant, right? It's impossible to swallow 3 times in a row. Once again, you could almost call this a call to action or an implied call to action because people are going to be like, okay, I'm gonna go try to swallow 3 times in a row. And they're like, oh shit, I can do that. But while they're doing that, they're watching the video, right? The voice in your head can imitate any voice, right? Once again, like this is just packed. And this is why this video performed the highest, because people are trying these things as they watch the video, which is brilliant, right? The voice in your head can imitate any voice. So people are probably thinking in their head and trying to do that while the video is playing, right? And then boom, he closes it off with a questionable ending. The way you make a family is not very family friendly, right? People are like, wait, what? Wait, that's kind of true. I need to watch this again. And by the time they're thinking about it, they're already watching this again. And they're like, wait, what was that other fact? Oh yeah, this one. So there's so much going on here, but it's just brilliant, this type of content. And it's just very, very high engaging. Like here's another example.
If numbers are infinite, who counted them? Random facts. Only 1% of people know the last one. At some point in your
Only 1% of people know the last one. See how he threw that in there? So people are going to see that and be like, okay, maybe I know it, right? He's once again challenging the viewers to stick around because he's saying only 1% of people know it, and now they're going to wait.
life, your parents put you down and never picked you up again. Only 1% of people can comment their username with their phone upside down.
Once again, he used that again, right? Only 1% of people can do something with their phone upside down. So people are turning their phone upside down, watching this video, letting it play while they're trying to comment their username, right? Brilliant. Brilliant to keep engagement.
Holding in your farts can kill you. Our bodies glow in the dark. Our eyes are just too weak to see it.
See that? So people might go and try to see if they glow in the dark. Like it's brilliant. So I this is his name's Chase. He's a beta tester for OSSA.AI. So and by the way, all these videos you see have been created using our platform OSSA.AI, which is currently in beta and releasing on February 1st. For anyone who's in here right now, I see there's 25, 30 people in here. So yeah, if you guys go to OSSA.AI and you join the wait list, you'll have a chance. We have 150 spots. It's only going to be $9.99 a month, which is an absolute steal because we've lowered the price 90%. And then if you're lucky enough, you'll only pay $39 on renew. And that's going to be 20 minutes of video generation. So those are about 20-second videos. So that would be 60 videos a month, just to put it in perspective. But with that being said, just wanted to just kind of go over all that and give you guys all this stuff. Hopefully that was super valuable for you guys that don't know how to copyright. Like I said, I would not recommend using ChatGPT to write your scripts. Understand these main key things. Just to recap, we have our hooks. What we want to do inside the actual script is we want to use high attention words, right? We want to borrow attention. I set some definitions at the top, right, for anyone who doesn't know, but we're borrowing attention from what's already working. Don't try and reinvent the wheel like this individual did, right? Like he might have sat down and thought, man, this is so brilliant. Like I'm such a great writer, right? And he is. Like this is great, but for social media, it's like there's nothing in here that's engaging or well known. Like nobody knows John, nobody knows James, right? He makes a promise that this story will make you think twice about being in a relationship, but he doesn't deliver on it, right? So that obviously turns off the viewer. He has a generic call to action at the end, right? It's like it's just a big turnoff, right? Versus like this one, right? That I change. If we go down here, right? This is why you need a prenup, right? I'm making a promise in the hook. Like this is why you need to watch the video because everybody knows about prenups, right? So it's controversial, right? And then boom, we hop right into it. In 2001, Tesla was nearly destroyed by Elon Musk's wife. Everybody knows Elon Musk. Everyone knows prenups. Everyone still knows Elon. CNN, right? Nasty divorce, talking about Elon. Tesla, right? Talking about rizzing his wife up to make sure that there's no downfall. And then we have a questionable ending at the end, right? So we have an engagement sandwich. We have that, that really strong hook, that promise made to the audience. We have that questionable ending, right? We're basically saying this is why you need a prenup. And then we're basically making a joke that 3 months later, Elon did it again and he married again without a prenup. People are like, what the fuck? I need to watch that again, right? So that's basically,
question.
the main stuff. Yeah, what's up?
Like, if someone want to make a video content very like special to look someone like, can we also use something that makes sense in life, like something, you know what I mean? Like, if I make my videos that doesn't make sense to life. Like the video you say that you can slow your thing 3 times. Like should I? It can be. Can I also use something that makes sense like, on the video?
Makes sense meaning what? Could you elaborate, please?
I don't know how to elaborate. Like in the script, use something that makes sense with life that literally exists. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah. I mean, of course, bro. You could like these are just general frameworks for how to keep attention, right? You don't have to make up things. Like this was just made up for me because I was just like making up a story, but I'm sure there's very engaging stories about Elon Musk and his wife. You know, I just made this up because it was just on the spot. But this could be, you know, this is why you need a prenup. You could find a very high engaging story about a CEO of a company whose wife almost destroyed a big company that's well known, right? This is just an example. But yeah, you don't have to like make things up all the time.
Could you share this link with us?
Yeah, if you guys shoot me a DM, just shoot me a DM saying send me the link, and I will. And this is Coal World, by the way, and I'll send this to all you guys. And I'm also working on how to find a viral niche, which is something I'll be sharing with my community at OSSA.AI really shortly. And then if you guys are on the wait list, if you join this wait list, not only will you be notified on February 1st about early access, which is in 3 weeks, but every Friday I send out value like this. So tomorrow I'm going to be sending out basically what I just showed you to the early access waitlist users. And then next week I'm going to be talking about how to actually create your own niche instead of, because I know all you guys here probably, not all you guys, but a good amount of people from what I've seen, like you're kind of searching around and trying to find niches when they're early, but I'm going to teach my community how to actually create your own niche and how to get people to copy you. And it'll be similar. Like if you found this valuable, it's going to be just as valuable, if not more. Because I've just done this for a while, so I know how these things work. So I want to make sure that everybody has the tools necessary to succeed, you know?
Would you present us how to find a viral niche tonight as well? Or?
It won't be ready tonight, but like I said, if you join this early access, we have like a weekly newsletter we're pushing out. It's going to be in there. I might come back in here at a later date. Potentially tomorrow or maybe today. I'll see if I can get it done because I wrote this up this morning. But I might have it done today. But if you guys all send me a message, just say send me the link, I'll have all you guys in my DMs and maybe I can just send you the link there as well. But yeah, my biggest recommendation would be to join this wait list. For anyone who's in here right now, basically how this tool works is you select your voice.
Don't be afraid to go out on a limb. That's where the fruit is.
You select your voice, you select your style. You select your subtitle font, which we're adding more. You can select your color. You type in your script, similar to what I was just showing you guys. So if I wanted to just grab a script, you grab it, right? And then you paste it in, and then you hit create video, and then the video gets created. It takes about 10 minutes. And then the videos that I just showed you guys that I was showing here, these were all created using the platform. And the only inputs that he put in was a script. And this is why like the importance of script writing is so important for all the users that are going to be using OSSA.AI and everyone who's lucky enough to get one of those 150 spots on February 1st, is because the skill of copywriting is going to be like, if you know how to copyright, you can create viral videos using OSSA.AI, plain and simple. Like this guy has 400 subscribers in a month. This guy right here has almost 500 subscribers in a month. So obviously just if you know how to copyright and script, which now you do, you can create viral videos using this tool I made, which is, there's nothing like this on the market. We have influencers, or we have non-influencers getting hundreds of thousands of views. We crossed over 1 million views in less than 30 days in our beta with about 10 people. 90% of those people not even having experience on social media. So yeah, hope you guys found that really valuable.
This is why you need a prenup. In 2001, Tesla was nearly destroyed by Elon Musk's wife. Married in 1995, Elon Musk and his wife decided against getting a prenup. This would later prove to be one of Elon Musk's greatest mistakes in his career. 15 years later, CNN released a story on Elon that discussed rumors of a nasty divorce on the horizon. His wife was quoted saying, "I'm gonna tank Tesla. They are my shares and I will do what I want with them." Luckily, Elon Musk was able to riz her up and prevent the downfall of Tesla. What would you do in Elon's situation?